Love me.
Struggling with bad credit, or are you stressed about taxes? New Freedom Financial Service can help you restore your credit, file your taxes, and take control of your money. Call today. Your financial freedom starts now.
You don't have a software, tool, or subscription problem. You have a communication problem. Some of you are paying hundreds of dollars a month for tools that don't talk to each other. This creates what is called a ghost in the machine, an invisible clog that prevents data from working on your behalf. When your software doesn't communicate, you become the integration, the plug, if you will. You are effectively paying to be a data entry clerk in your own business. Join me for an elite workshop, The Ghost in the Machine. No, this is not a software demo. This is an architectural strategy session. We're going to whiteboard your entire tech stack, from lead capture to fulfillment, and expose exactly where your system is dying. Don't have a tech stack or know what that is? If you're in business for yourself in 2026, you need to. So I know I'll see you there. Together, we'll identify the manual tasks clogging your system and replace them with silent solutions. You don't need more apps, you need architecture. Click the link to secure your briefing. It's time to connect the dots. I've worked too hard to stop now. But it seems like every time I turn around, it's somebody hating. I need to ride. Yo, yeah.
Rest in peace, Nip.
Yo, man, this one goes out to everybody out there getting it on it.
And every
You
other
know what I'm
soul.
saying? However you getting paid, how you paying your bills, hopefully it's legit. You know what I'm saying? But even if it ain't, do the best you can, you know what I'm saying? And get it on your own. Yeah, West Coast, slow motion. Waking up the morning views of the ocean, freshen up your swag, roll up your next bag, 40 on your hip, dip to the west side. Between the trees and the breeze is where you reside. You let the 6-4 dip slow side to side. The good life, no longer stressing on that hood stripe. Your kids best, you can't flex, they doing all right. On top of that, today you rhyme with your lady. Yep, that's your baby. Play with her, they must be crazy. Had the hood going crazy when them shop doors open. Time cuts in the city, that's what you been promoting. Plus it's clear to see that every real G is positive, so community, productivity, that's the slogan. Pushing back on the forces, trying to stop us from growing. They can't hold you back. When the door of opportunity opens up for you like a Cadillac, you ain't having that, you came too far to try and travel back. And plus that's way too whack. So when the plans stay rolling and the dope keep folding while your life unfolding, then you plans go. Never mind the haters, can't make or break you. Where will hustle take you when your faith don't forsake you? Yeah, it feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS a rare when life ends, you stones. It feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS a rare when life ends, you stones. But don't expect it to be easy breezy. Besides being cheesy, it's slightly greasy like an Eskimo. Trying to sell your bro that don't love the pole. His ass still ain't free. The truth is you take the good with the bad. If it's worth it, then on purpose, it ain't easy to be had. But don't let it stop you, cause unless they pop you, then you gotta know the wind's already in the back. It takes thick skin to walk amongst men that don't comprehend the grind that you're living in. Unfortunately, it usually proves to be negativity from friends and your family. But when you focus, you can't get caught slipping. You cool ranch while you dipping. Fly with eagles, not chickens. And you bound to see between you and me that there's no enemies. And yes, success is proof. Me, I'm still noodle flowing in the booth. If you need more proof, go and check me mirror. Cause it couldn't be clearer that you're bound for the top. So stay on your grind and don't you dare ever stop it with roadblocks. Act like mad cops. It only means you're just a mirror, homie. Just watch. Ain't no need to be silent when you're made of iron. And for winners like you, there's no such thing as trying. It feels good when you're getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS a rare when life gives you stones. It feels good when you getting it on your own. Pushing fly wheels, putting families in, fly home. But you gotta stay strong when you're walking on your own and turn BS a rare when life gives you stones. And there you have it. You know what I'm saying? This goes out to everybody out there getting it on their own. Like I said, you over there, feel me? The fade, all the barbershops, hair salons, nail salons, massage parlors, dentist office, you feel me? Soul food restaurants, whatever you do, man. You work for yourself, it's your anthem right here, man. It's my salute to you.
I see you
Get it on your own. And if you employ other people, you're a real life hero. You know what I'm saying? Salute. Yeah. Keep getting it on your own.
Omni Beats.
Can't hear me. Y'all hear me now? Yeah, there we go. All right, man. What's up, everybody? YouTube land. Y'all know what time it is, man. It's been a minute. Excuse me. Had some technical difficulties last week. Been pretty busy on the business side, so I haven't really had an opportunity to be live or, you know, do a whole lot of live streaming or whatnot, right? So this is my first time back, man. Feel like a minute. I hope everybody's doing well. This is your first time on the channel. If you don't know, hopefully now you do know. That is me, the one and only, your homie, your brother from another mother, Mr. Legit Hustle, man. Welcome to Legit Hustle. Today is Tuesday. On Tuesday, that's when I do my SMB podcast. Now, the SMB podcast is for those of us who are currently already small business owners, right? Entrepreneurs. That includes some of you all who may be content creators or things like that, right? Anybody out here getting it on your own. That's why I made the song, Getting It On Your Own, the theme song for my channel, or one of the songs for my channel, right? Because that is what I'm about over here, and that's what we talk about over here. We talk about getting it for ourselves, building for ourselves, right? And this is no different. Now, this is actually going to be a rebroadcast of this presentation from last week when I had the technical difficulties. I wasn't able to get through it because of whatever was going on with T-Mobile. They said they were having outages or whatever. So let's hope we get through this one all the way. This is going to be a dynamic presentation as always. If you like the presentation, if you like the information that I share with you on my show, please, by all means, head to legithustle.com. Down here, bottom right-hand corner of your screen. And there you can get any of these presentations that you see me using, the slideshows behind me. You can get any of those copies of my presentations for free. They're always going to be there for you guys. Because at the end of the day, at Legit Hustle, man, I hope to bring real value to you. I hope the things that I share with you inspire you. I hope they motivate you. And I hope they help you get out here and do your thing, man. You feel me? So with that in mind and in that spirit, we're going to get back on this topic that we did not get a chance to finish last week. So we're just going to rewind the whole thing back and start completely from the beginning, all right? And the one that's up right now, which is the one that froze up and I was unable to finish, I'm going to take that old one down so that, excuse me, this will be the only version of this presentation that's left on the channel, all right? So y'all know how I do, man. I don't like to do a whole lot of talking and a whole lot of fluff. So let's get into this conversation. Now, this is part of my EXO series. Again, for those people who may be new to the channel, one of the topics that I have really been harping on a little bit here lately is the business model of an EXO, which is an exponential organization. All right. So to bring everybody up to speed, essentially an exponential organization is an organization where you have one person, an operator of the empire, so to speak, right? The nucleus of the company. And then building all the systems and tools digitally, tech-wise, around that one operator that allows you or that individual to actually function as a large-scale corporation, right? With just one person. You can get far more done. You're able to scale and grow far larger, far quicker now because of our modern tech tools and the business models that we are able to use as small business owners because of the availability of the tech tools, right? So just to bring everybody up to speed, this is one of the videos in my EXO series. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not 100% sure. I be smoking weed a lot, and I think this is video number 2. So we're gonna assume that I'm right about this being video number 2 in the EXO series, and we're gonna be talking about algorithms. Now, I know algorithms sound real nerdy and geeky, and it don't sound like no real cool shit to talk about, especially when it comes to getting money, right? But this conversation about algorithms is extremely important and essential in order to develop the mindset of a founder, of that single operator at the center of this EXO. You may have heard the term solopreneur, right? We're talking about how you use algorithms as a solopreneur, as a solo entrepreneur. How do you use algorithms to turn your one-person, two-person company into an exponential organization that can compete with companies that got hundreds, maybe even thousands of employees because of the tech tools and what's known as your tech stack. What tools are you using, right? So algorithms, and you all having a pretty generic enter under understanding of what algorithms are is going to be essential in developing that mindset, because you're going to have to learn to think a little bit different, right? As you're developing this EXO, as you're developing your company as a solopreneur, or, you know, a 2 or 3 very small person team, right? So we're going to talk about algorithms, and I'm going to try to not nerd out on it and make it boring for y'all and too techy. So you won't really have to know a whole lot of tech information about algorithms to really keep up with this lesson. It's not about the tech side of an algorithm. It's about you understanding, excuse me, exactly what algorithms are, how you can use them, and how maybe you should use them in building your companies, your businesses in 2026. Y'all feel me? So that's what we on today, and we're going to get it cracking, man. And look, I told y'all I suck as a YouTuber, man. I just lied to y'all. I told y'all I wasn't going to do no whole bunch of fluff. And I've been talking about the beginning of the presentation for the last 15 minutes, and y'all ain't even stopped. So, man, that was a whole bunch of fluff. That was extra. But anyway, man, I'm glad to be back. And we're going to try to keep this from being too techy. So to do that, I decided to do this presentation in more of a story type of format, right? So that we don't have to get into any technical details about algorithms. We're going to tell it from the perspective of you and I, what it's like being an entrepreneur, what it's like being the average, typical small business owner, especially if you're new to business, or this is your first company, your startup, whatever the case, or even if you're a seasoned vet, right? Some of this will probably still sound very familiar to you, and I hope that you get a lot from it. So let's get into the story of an algorithm and how an entrepreneur, how us as hustlers and small business owners can use these. So how many of us know this feeling? It's 2 o'clock in the morning, right? Everybody in your household knocked out, and you still up at the computer or at the desk. You didn't send the emails that you were supposed to send earlier. You forgot to send the clients the invoices, and you know it's a deadline on the project, right? You got to spend time wrapping up all those little details that go into running businesses for yourself that we as entrepreneurs know. On the outside looking in, a lot of people only see the, I don't even want to say glitz and glamour of owning a business, but they only see the outside. They don't know about this part of working for yourself. You know, I've often told people over the years that working for yourself, on average, I probably work more hours per week than you do at your 9 to 5. Even if you work 60 hours a week, I probably still work more hours than you. My day and my flow and the way I do things, it just looks different. But a lot of times I'm working when you're off. And a lot of days I start working before you do, right? So my flow is a little different. So I'm very familiar with working these late hours when you have to tighten up things, have deadlines, sales need to be made, right? And I'm sure this is something that many of you all out there will be able to connect with and relate to. That 2 a.m. trap, finishing up everything. You already been at it since 6:30, 7 o'clock, that a.m. Now you're working so late into the night because you got to get this done, right? I call that the 2 a.m. trap. And that's where this story is going to pick up with our hypothetical entrepreneur. All right. So again, late night grind work, tightening up things here, copy and pasting information in spreadsheets, all those little tasks, all the little busy work that a lot of times our customers don't see. And if I'm not mistaken, on the original presentation of this, I used as an example of this a barber. As a barber, of course, your money is primarily generated from providing services, right? And a lot of you guys also may retail products, things like that. Some of you may be into education, and so you may have another stream of revenue, even though cutting hair is your primary one, or styling hair, or massages, whatever, a real physical type of service, right? But if you have that type of business, then you know that there are a lot of other things, a lot of little small behind the scenes things that you have to do to make all of that possible. Without posting the content on social media, without handing out the business cards, without going to the networking event, without doing all the things that you have to do to perform the service that actually makes you money. That's what being a business owner is. All those little things that the customer doesn't necessarily see. And when do we typically do them? After we've done the things that we get paid for, because that's where our focus is, right? That's where the emphasis is on performing the service, selling the product, generating the revenue. But what about all the little tasks? When do those get done? Especially if you're like me, it's a small team. It's only a couple of you that work in the company. You don't have a whole department at your disposal. So when do these type of tasks get done? You know, when it gets done late at night, in the middle of the night. But they have to be done, right? In order for your business to even actually function. This isn't the glamorous part of working for yourself. This isn't the part that the customers see. And when we function like this, as entrepreneurs, as business owners, guess what else? We're not employing any type of strategy. And if you have a team, if you have people who look to you for leadership, then you're also being a weak leader. You see? So, hence, how do we save ourselves from that late night work, getting stuck in that grind? You know, one of the biggest transitions, I'm going to jump ahead on the topic a little bit because it just came to me in the moment. One of the biggest transitions, I was having a consultation with one of my clients today. And I was actually telling her a story about some of the issues that I still face right now, right? With my company. I build these type of systems for my clients. And it still challenges my mindset all the time because I'm used to being in hustle mode. I'm used to being in busy mode. But one of my greatest challenges right now that I have to deal with in my business is getting out of that mind state. Because my business doesn't depend on it. And I have, if you're familiar with cognitive dissonance, you know what that is. And I experienced that, right? Part of me wants to go back to doing things a certain way, and because I'm not doing business a certain way, it feels like I'm failing, even though I know that in reality, this is how my business functions now. This is how things operate for me. This is what I need to do, not the way I used to do it. But I still have that internal battle because I come from the generation of just work hard, just grind hard, hustle, 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 go, 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 hustle culture. I come from that. My channel's called Legit Hustle. I represent the hustlers, the go-getters. That's what I'm about on my channel. So I come from that mentality. But when you're in business for yourself, in actuality, that mentality hurts you. That's right. It hurts you in business. It is not productive, especially not when you have the tools, the means, the mechanisms to make it a non-factor, a non-issue for you. So that's what we're talking about at the end of the day. That's what this discussion is going to be centered around. So let's dispel some myths. Let's talk about myth versus reality. What's the myth? That by grinding, go, 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 doing everything ourselves, making sure everything gets done just so, no matter how low value and how repetitive the task, whether it's copying spreadsheet information, sending emails, whatever the case may be, The myth is that we're going to earn or reach a level of success because we do everything ourselves. Now, that is what you call an ego project. It feels good to say you do it all for yourself. There's a level of reassurance as a business owner, as an entrepreneur, when you know that you are in control. Yes, that feels good. But what it is it's not that you're going to do it or that you're going to reach that level of success because you do everything yourself. The reason we are able to be successful to the extent that we are working for ourselves is because we're in control, not because we do it all. Right? So the myth is that hustle, 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 go, 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 work, work, work is how you reach there. And that's a myth, because it's not that helps you reach the success. In reality, the grind isn't the ladder to success. It's a trap. It's a hindrance. It keeps you busy while your business suffers because you're not strategically thinking. You're acting out of desperation. You're reacting. You're not responding. Right? You familiar with the difference between reacting and responding? Key difference: when you respond, you've taken the time to consider how you should respond and to make sure that you're in control of, if nothing else, yourself. But when you react, a lot of time reactions are done without thought, without forethought. So when you react, you'll pull out a gun real quick and shoot somebody before you think about, this isn't even worth all of that, and I'm finna throw my life away, because you're reacting versus responding, right? So that react versus respond paradigm affects us in our businesses as entrepreneurs and business owners. And that is the myth that we've been fed, that hustle, 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 go, 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 hard work is how you reach that place that you're trying to reach in your business. And it's just simply not true. Right? So again, it's about building exponential organizations, and specifically talking about the business model. And hopefully the guys and gals that see this video, I'm helping you understand what an EXO business model is. So before we get into this algorithm part, we got to dispel that myth that we've been taught, that success lies at the end of the go, 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 go all the time road. That's not how it's done, right? So we're going to talk about how it's done. And algorithms are one of the ways that it's done. So let's talk about the cost of doing everything ourselves. The cost of manual labor. Are you aware of the cost of you doing things yourself in your business? Yeah, I know it feels good. Yeah, I know we feel in control. And that gives us a sense of security about our business. But what is it costing us? Are we even aware that it does in fact cost us something? What is that? Let's look at hours. Let's just look at secretary work, running your business, pushing the paperwork, sending out emails, making sure all the invoices are where they need to be on the file system, whether it's a physical file cabinet or a digital one on a computer, whatever, secretarial type duties. Let's say you only spend 10 hours a week doing that in your business. That's 520 hours a year that you spend doing repetitive secretarial work in your own business. That's 13 whole work weeks of nothing but secretarial work. And how much revenue was generated? Zero. It has to be done. It's essential to the functionality of your business. It's essential to you being able to perform the services that you do for your clients and customers. It's essential for you to be able to make the sales and make sure the products get delivered to your customers. It's essential that secretarial work. This isn't to minimize the work. It's essential. But doing it yourself actually costs you. It costs you time. It costs you 13 hours of your work week. 13 work weeks of your time. That's a little bit expensive. And it generates you no revenue. Right? When you get all the bookkeeping work done and you done balanced all the accounts and you ain't overspent this week and you close down your QuickBooks or whatever bookkeeping or accounting software you may be using or platforms. When you close all that down, that secretarial work, as necessary as it was, didn't add anything to the bottom line. Right? What else could you have been doing with those 13 weeks of your time? Well, as entrepreneurs, as hustlers, it's a legit hustle, right? That's what we're talking about over here. Get into it. As an entrepreneur, you could have used that 13 weeks to do other things that actually did generate revenue. That's 13 weeks in a year, just doing 10 hours a week of secretarial work yourself. That is the cost. So the tasks that we're talking about, eliminating to free up your time, it's not that they're not important tasks. They are essential to your business. But they're costing because you're doing them yourself. So if you continue to do this, you know what happens. You and I know what's happening. If you've ever faced burnout, you've ever been thoroughly exhausted, you know exactly what I'm talking about. How many of us face like pure total burnout at the end of the week? How many consecutive weeks have you gone in your business or on your job? I'm talking about nonstop. 7 days. Consecutive. Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. How many consecutive weeks can you make it? Going 7 days a week before you crash. But it is exhilarating. It feels good. It feels like you're getting so much done. You feel so busy. You feel like a hustler. You feel like an entrepreneur in them moments. Because you're going. You hustling, grind. And then your body be like, hey man, listen, homeboy. I don't know what you got going on, but I need some rest. When your body demands rest, it will sit you down and it might take you weeks to get back up. Right? If you work for yourself, you probably know what I'm talking about. You might have been there. I've been there. If you've ever been thoroughly exhausted, you also know it's probably very exhilarating on the way there, though. On the way there. Because you were going and it felt good. Everything felt busy. You was active. So it was exhilarating until your body just couldn't do it no more. So maybe you're not going 7 days a week. Maybe you're only pushing 5 days a week every week. What happens? Well, even if you're not going 7 days a week, if you're only working 5 days a week consistently, how long can you do that before you genuinely need a vacation? You need something to take a break from everything to recharge your battery. If you work in 5 days a week, how consistently can you do that without taking a break before you crash? Every task in our businesses that we continue to do manually when we could automate them puts us in jeopardy of just that. And that's the reality of it. Because all of us have one thing in common. We all have a limitation called flesh. And this thing needs rest. It needs nourishment. It needs a break. You know what never needs a break? A machine, an AI, an automation. They don't need vacations. They don't need lunch breaks. So essentially, the reason why algorithms are so essential to us being able to build these exponential organizations that this series is about is because this is how you cut out the manual task. This is where you save 10 hours a week. And again, 10 hours a week, 520 hours per year, 13 whole work weeks per year. What could you do with 13 work weeks? Now, yes, technically you could go on vacation. You could have used all 13 of those weeks for vacation. And maybe you needed that. But this is legit hustle. And we talk about going to get it, and we talk about hustling. We talk about running legitimate businesses, running real companies, building generational wealth. So ideally, I would hope you would use that extra 13 hours a week. 13 weeks per year. I just keep messing that. Try not to say that. I just keep messing that part up. It's 13 weeks a year. I don't know why I keep fumbling and jumbling that part. Y'all get what I'm saying though, right? So ideally you would be using that 13 weeks every year that you save just by automating the repetitive tasks or secretarial work in your business to grow your business. Yeah, hopefully you'll use those time savings to help propel your company toward those goals. And in a way that's probably and hopefully far less likely to burn you out. Because the idea is to save ourselves time and energy. We need those. Those are valuable resources. I've heard a saying, I don't know where it originates from, but I agree with it. Health is wealth. Right? So as entrepreneurs, yes, we have to be decisive. We have to take action. We have to move on things. We have to move things along. We have to move our businesses along. Yes, we do. But we also have to learn to be balanced and recognize our limitations and learn how to effectively use all of our resources, of which time and energy are two of them, right? Your business's resources aren't just your bank account, credit cards, machinery. That's not just the resources of your business. You are the greatest resource in your business. You're not taking care of yourself. You're burning yourself out doing too much manual labor in your company. You're actually failing your company at this point in 2026 because it's not necessary to do that to ourselves, right? So in order to build these exponential organizations, we have to understand that a lot of what we have been told about what it takes to achieve business success, it's been some bullshit. Okay, it's been bullshit, okay? All right, it's been bullshit. And we have to undo that programming. We have to undo that myth that we've been taught about how things are done and how we should be doing things. And we have to deal with the reality of how these things are actually done. Right? A second ago, I told a little story about conversation I was having with my client earlier today, and sharing with her the story of the inner resistance that I have to deal with in my business, and knowing where it comes from. That it's a lot of it's just myself being used to doing business or doing things a certain way, and now because I use these different tools and I have different things incorporated into my business, it's no longer necessary. And so I tend to want to revert sometimes back to the safe way of doing business because that's the way I used to do things, right? I'm re-emphasizing that because this next section is the next thing you're going to have to realize about developing the mindset of a person who runs an exponential organization that you can scale far beyond what is possible for you to physically, manually do on your own through the use of the technology. Your biggest adversary is probably going to be yourself, the saboteur within. some of your greatest resistance, some of your greatest senses of insecurity and anxiety and worry about your business and concern, am I doing this right, blah, 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 it's gonna come from you. It's going to be you, all inside of yourself. So before we start talking about fixing broken systems, we're gonna confront the beliefs that some of us have inside that actually hold us back. Okay? Shout out to Missy Love in the building. Thank you so much, my dear, for being here and kicking it with your homie, your brother from another mother, Mr. Legit Hustle. With that being said, before we get into this next part about the saboteur within and start talking about some of those beliefs and things that you have to overcome to develop the mindset of the person who runs an exponential organization, right? That's what this series is overall about, and I'm gonna keep reiterating that so that we don't lose sight, because we may take some little deep tangents off over here, or we might get into a topic a little bit over here, but I want us to not lose sight that the overall topic is about running an exponential organization, right? But before we do that, I got to give some shout outs to some people. So you all saw my friend Yvette Nelson's, her ad that ran at the beginning of the show today. And again, you know what I'm going to say. I'm not just going to recommend her because she's my client, but they're good people over there and I trust them. I know they'll take care of you. So if you are a small business owner, if you're someone who's trying to get your life on track or build anything for yourself financially, and you need to take care of some credit challenges, or maybe you just want to learn more about how to handle and manage your finances better, be it personal or business, or maybe you need your taxes done. I don't know. I'm just guessing, man. I don't know what you got going on, but I'm saying if you got anything like that going on, you need to holler at my people over there at New Freedom Financial in Albany, Georgia. Oh my goodness. Hey man, check this out, man. I'm gonna just run the ad because I don't know what be going on. I don't know how many people gonna see this that actually produce content. But why it seems like when I go live, my mouth just want to make so much spit. It just seems like it be so much spit in my mouth when I get ready to go live, man. What is that about? Is it nervousness? I don't know what that is, man. Why do my mouth get so spitty when I get ready to go live? But anyway, man, hey, I gotta give my girl Yvette a shout out, yo. So I'm gonna run that back and then I'm gonna tell you guys about my events that I have coming up. Y'all know what it is, man. But hey, check my people out over at New Freedom Financial Services in Albany, Georgia. Shout out to Yvette Nelson.
Struggling with bad credit, or are you stressed about taxes? New Freedom Financial Service can help you restore your credit, file your taxes, and take control of your money. Call today. Your financial freedom starts now.
And as always, if y'all don't know, I'll let you know. The link to Yvette's site, if you want to get in contact with her, it's always in the description of my videos. So you can always click the link. And a lot of my presentations, excuse me, the slideshows that you see me using, her information is oftentimes on those as well. So again, I recommend that you check Yvette them out. Not just because she's my client, but they good people, man. I mean that. All right, so check this out. I got another event coming up this week. This one actually coming up tomorrow, I meant to say. And that is my chaos audit, if you're not familiar with the chaos audit. So what I do from time to time is I hold free workshops for small business owners if you want to come out and learn about tech and how you can use these tools, or even if you have an idea for a platform or something you may want to build, right? So I have my events from time to time. Now the chaos audit is to help you get a hold on all the moving parts of your business, right? It's not necessarily for those of you guys who are well into running your businesses and maybe you already have some automations or some custom apps built and that type of thing. This is more for the people who are just starting out in business and maybe don't know about how you should structure your company so that it functions efficiently and effectively. And so to avoid you being lost in that quote unquote chaos, the chaos audit is my event for that, right? So I have that coming up tomorrow, totally free for right now, because eventually I will be charging for my time again. But for right now, you can come hang out with your homie for a little bit, and we're gonna chop it up. Now, these are not sales pitches, right? So I'm not there to sell you anything. These are actual workshops where we actually go over and discuss as a group and tackle some of the challenges that you may be facing in your business, brainstorm, come up with some ideas, and you're welcome to attend. Hit the link to events.amayasolutions.net and you can find out more information about the chaos audit. And I have another one coming up in 2 weeks from tomorrow at the end of the month, and that will be the Ghost in the Machine event. So that was a little bit different. All right. So what else we need to talk about? I think that's pretty much it, man. Anybody in the chat room, are y'all enjoying the topic? How we doing? What we looking like? How y'all feeling? What about the music? How the music sound? It's not too loud. I can't really hear it, because if I turn it up enough for me to hear the music with y'all, I can hear my voice too much, and it is aggravating. Right? So I can't hear the music, so I hope everything is cool. I hope nothing's too loud, nothing's too soft. I hope you're enjoying the presentation. I'm hoping you're getting some ideas or maybe even some clarity about some of the challenges you may face in business. Again, this topic is a tech-based topic, right? We're talking about algorithms and getting your time back and how you can use them. But if you notice, we haven't really got into any other tech information, right? We haven't got into any other technical stuff about algorithms. Why is that? Because again, when it comes to these type of business models that I deal with, EXOs and other more tech-based business models, the mindset tends to be the greatest challenge that we have to deal with. It really challenges you, especially if you've been in business for a while. And if you're a young person and tech has been around you your entire life, it's not as big of a step for you when you get into business, right? But for those of us who were out here getting on our own, I'm 46, right? I started working for myself fresh out of technical school. I was cutting hair at home on the side in high school. That was my side hustle. So I've been working for myself literally since I was damn near a teenager. In that time, a lot of tech has changed. A lot of things have grown and became available and became possible that wasn't possible when somebody from my generation or my age got started. So typically, the mindset part of this shift tends to be harder for us. The younger people can make that transition a lot easier than most of us at my age can, because we're used to doing it the old way, right? So before we got into any kind of like technical type of conversations about algorithms and EXOs, you have to have the right mindset in order for you to truly see or get the value of the model of an EXO. And in order for you to operate as one, you definitely have to develop that mindset. That's step number one. You don't even necessarily need any kind of tech skills. The odds are you're the visionary. Somebody like me builds that tech tool or that platform or whatever your idea is for you, right? So in order to get to that place that you are that visionary, that you are that entrepreneur, that you are that person, you have to address yourself first, because it's going to challenge you again, especially if you're someone that's closer to my age group, because we're used to doing things a certain way, right? So let's deal with the saboteur that tends to rear its head within us when we're trying to make that transition of doing business a certain way and then adapting to this new EXO business model. right? Of you, the person, the solopreneur in the middle, and then the tech tools around you to grow, scale, expand your business more than you could on your own, right? Manually. But you got to deal with the saboteur inside first. So back over here and deal with that Negro. If you ain't a Negro, then never mind. You call that interview whatever you want to. No racism over here on Legit Hustle. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. I know what I mean. All right, so let's get into it, man. What false beliefs might be keeping us stuck? What false beliefs? Now this first one was a real one for me. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Be absolutely true. This is probably one of my biggest beliefs that I have had to challenge, and that's that only I can do it right. I got trust issues. I don't know how many other people out there got trust issues, but I got trust issues. So for me, I have tended not to trust anything or anyone else to handle something that I couldn't handle myself, that I could handle myself, right? But in business, that leads to you doing a whole bunch of things unnecessarily, a whole bunch of manual work. Remember, we're talking about, matter of fact, for the sake of this discussion, for the continuation of the discussion, right? I'm gonna keep going back to that 13 weeks per year, that the 10 hours a week of secretary work from the previous slide. When you are the type of person who feels like you have to do everything because only you can make sure that it gets done right, that's one of the ways that we end up in that 2 a.m. trap that we started off talking about. That's a very slippery stone. And for many of us, it's often the first stone that causes us to slip up and fall into that swift moving river that destroys your idea, burns you out, and maybe almost cost your life, right? Because we try to do everything on our own. Maybe your slippery rock that leads you down that particular trap is perfectionism. How many of us suffer from perfectionism? Do you know that it is totally illogical to expect anything to ever be perfect? Because it is not possible to ensure that things are just any particular way. You and I don't know what's going to happen in the world around us the next second. You don't know what's going to happen next. So to think that there's any way possible for any of us to ensure that things will be just so all the time, every time, is a delusion. It is not possible. There are too many variables in life. You can't control everything. In fact, the only thing you can actually control is yourself. Right? So the trap of perfectionism often leads us, even when we have brilliant ideas, wonderful work ethic, good products, the trap of perfectionism often leads us down this path of trying to do everything ourselves. And in actuality, that only I can do it right mentality is not actually protecting your business. It's just severely crippling it. It's just genuinely limiting the abilities of your business to perform, to function, to grow, to whatever the case may be. So, what's another one? A lot of times when I deal with clients and I talk about tech tools and in our consultations, You know, people have a misconception that these things are for big companies, and they're not. They're not. The difference is, originally, you know, whenever there's a new thing that comes out, there's always the early adopters, right? You saw it with crypto. You've seen it with electric cars, right? Think about things that you've witnessed in your life that were real steps, like maybe forward or real progressions that you have witnessed in a particular industry, right? Y'all, give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm gonna mute this. Okay, my bad. I thought I had to messed up, but never mind. But think about any of the advances that you yourself have seen in your lifetime, things that were real progression, right? There's always the early adopters. You always have the people that are going to be the first to start using or be willing to adopt the new thing, right? The problem with being an early adopter are those are also the first people to start figuring out and having to deal with the flaws of it. So me personally, I've never liked being an early adopter in things. I've always felt like it was wiser to wait to see how these new things, these new step forwards were actually gonna function, because there's got to be a downside. It's not perfect like that, right? So there has to be a downside to this thing. And I like to sit back and watch a little bit and see how things develop when it comes to those type of advances. And at that early adoption stage, there's another reason why I'm telling this story for the people who may think that these type of tools are for big companies, because early adopters also pay the highest price for things. Because as things become more normalized, I'll say, for lack of a better word, in the market, that drives down the cost. There are going to be other companies that come up that offer similar tools or similar solutions, right? Think about some of you may be old enough to remember plasma screens. When plasma screens first came out, no one could afford a flat screen TV. They started at like $10,000. No one I knew could afford a flat screen TV when flat screen TVs were first introduced. Now, if you look at those original plasma screen TVs that were $10,000, they look like crap compared to the $200 87 square inch screen that they got at Walmart right now for $200. It's crushing that first plasma screen, right? And so think about the person who paid $10,000 when the flat screens first came out and were available to people. And now you can get something that's so much better than that version for $200. So the early adopters also pay the cost of being the first to do it. We are at a point where these tools aren't new to business anymore. AI isn't new to business. A lot of AI is open source. So a lot of the platforms you can get started using tools for free. Same freemium business model that you have with membership sites and things like that. ChatGPT, you can use that for free to do basic, simple things. No need to pay for it if you're not using it for those type of things, right? You're not using ChatGPT inside of an app to function as a chat bot. You got to train on your specific company data, right? There's no need to pay for ChatGPT unless you're doing that type of thing. And that's free. So I said all of that long ass story just to say automation and these tools were available to big companies and they were expensive in the beginning. This is 2026, not 2016. So things are different now. They are not for just large companies. In fact, us the small business owners, the solopreneurs, we have the greatest capacity for growth and scale based on the tools that are available now than any company. If you're, think about it. I want anybody who think, or what the hell am I talking about? I want anybody who sees this video, yo. Anybody that sees this, I want you to think about something. What's a greater distance to travel? 5 to 100 or 50 to 100? So if you're a company and you're starting off at 5 and you get to 100, you grew far more than a company who started off at 50 and grew to 100. So larger companies don't have the growth potential because of the tools that we do as small businesses. So I want that to sink in. It's not that the tools are for big companies. It's not that you have to be any size company to use these tools. The only thing that's actually important is that you start using them. And many of them you can start using for free. So there's really no reason to delay in incorporating these types of things and strategies into our businesses, right? So that's a false belief that if you feel like using AIs for big companies or worried about automating stuff is for large companies. No, it's not. I don't give a doggone what you do, what your business is. I don't care if you drive a moving van. There are things in your business that you can automate that will help you be more productive. I promise you. Right? So if that's a myth, a mythology, a false belief that we have stuck in our minds, if that's you got to kick that out. That won't work in 2026 in the business world. You got to think differently. This mindset requires us to not only see ourselves as able to compete on the same scale and size as bigger corporations, but realizing that the tech is the equalizer that makes their size irrelevant in 2026 if you use the tools right. Does that make sense? I hope everybody feeling me, man. I hope y'all enjoying this. I really be wishing I could hear the music with y'all. It'll help. I hope y'all enjoying that little soundtrack I put together. From time to time, you know, I'll probably switch it up and do a couple different sounds for the show. But y'all give me feedback, you know, in the comments and whatnot. And let me know how you like the music that's playing in the background, because I can't hear it. And most of the time I don't go back and watch my videos usually after I do a live stream. So I don't necessarily know what it sounds like, you know, during the live. So y'all let me know if you like the music, if you want me to keep it in, you want me to switch it up, you want to hear something a little different, let me know. You know what I'm saying? It's your homie, your brother, Mr. Legit Hustle, man. Y'all know I'm here for y'all. We're going to keep it moving. So we're going to get rid of them false beliefs. Again, if you're new to the channel, those who have been here for a while, y'all know when I do my presentations, I don't necessarily go all the way through each presentation. And I do that intentional for a couple different reasons. For those who see this who are new to the channel, I want people to take advantage of the resources that I make available for you so that you can actually digest this information better than you can just listening to me say it on YouTube. You know, I hope I'm not too rough on the eyes, so this presentation style may be more enjoyable to watch, but I produce the information and the content that I do because I actually want it to be valuable and I want you guys to use it. So I don't do the entire slideshow presentation because I want you to go to the site and get the rest of it so that you can actually dig into it at your own pace and do some deeper study on these topics than what you hear me talking about. Right? A lot of times, as y'all see, I refer to the slideshow presentation, but a lot of times I just be up here freestyling. I really don't know what I even be talking about. I don't even know why I'm up here talking. You ain't even gotta listen to me. Just go to legithustle.com, man, and grab up one of the presentations. And then you ain't even gotta come over here and worry about me. I'm not the greatest YouTuber. I know that, man. And then I be rapping. Y'all probably don't even like my songs, but it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Just go to legithustle.com and grab one or two, all of the presentations, man. I don't care. I just hope you get some from it. Y'all know I'm messing with you. I'm just joking. So let's talk about another thing that in developing the mindset of a solopreneur, of someone who's running an exponential organization, right? Let's talk about comfort. Again, perhaps the greatest challenge to us in this modern technological area, in order to take advantage of the vast opportunity that's out there for us as small business owners and entrepreneurs, it is going to be very uncomfortable, and you have to get used to that, because we are literally having to relearn how to conduct business. Yo, shalom, shout out to my homie Smash and Idol in the building, man. I appreciate you, bro. You know I was looking for you, Smash. I was hoping to see you, so I'm so glad you pulled up, man. Okay, so you said the music cool. Thank you, Missy Love. Yeah, Smash, man. I was hoping I saw you, man. I decided to redo this presentation because it was that last week, the issues I was having with my internet, and T-Mobile, they was having some kind of outages or something they were saying. So I saw some other content creators that were having issues. So YouTube was having issues, T-Mobile was having issues. Yeah, man. So shout out to my homie Smash and Idol in the building, man. Shalom out to my bro. And again, shout out to Missy Love in the building with us as always. Thank y'all for y'all loyalty and y'all support. Y'all know what it is with me. It's always love over here, man. Yeah. All right, so let's keep going. This mindset. Smash, I told a story earlier. I had a consultation today with one of my clients, and it really made me reflect on how challenging it is for me still. And I do this for a living. Like, I build systems, I design apps, and it's still challenging for me because there are so many new capabilities that doing business using technology in 2026 requires a totally different mindset than, at 46 years old, I'm used to doing business. Automation, AI, that stuff has so revolutionized business that we have to adjust our mindset. Yeah, man. YouTube be tripping, man. But one of the reasons, Smash, I don't really be tripping about YouTube too much, man. How do I say this intelligently without sounding extra? But YouTube isn't actually a part of my business in a way that I don't make any money off of YouTube. I'm not monetized yet, right? So YouTube doesn't generate any money from me, and it's not really how I find clients. YouTube for me is part of a long-term strategy, right? One of the things we finna take a detour, y'all. We gonna get back to EXOs, but we finna pull over since the homie didn't pull it up. So I want to point out something. If you've noticed, I don't do trending topics. I don't talk about topics that's in the news. Not on my channel. Now, if you bump into me on some of the channels that I float around on and the people that I'm cool with and I kick it with from time to time, then you would know where I sit on certain type of political, cultural issues, right? Because I'm vocal over there. But I'm not necessarily vocal about those issues on my channel because this isn't that channel, right? So I'm not doing content about the things that's in the news over here. And the reason why I do that is strictly strategic. Before I started a YouTube channel, before I started this channel, I already knew that I wanted to develop a content marketing strategy, meaning I wanted to produce content that will ideally generate business for my company years down the road. In order to do that, I can't talk about trending topics because they won't be valuable to the algorithm over the long term. What's news today ain't necessarily news even tomorrow. So if I knew going into this that if I started off making content about trending topics, I would have to play chase all the time. I would have to constantly be talking about what's trending, right? I have two problems with that. No shots at any other content creators. Y'all do what y'all do. This ain't a knock to how anybody do things. But there's not a lot of long-term value to your channel when you discuss trending topics. And then it becomes a situation where everybody's talking about the same things. There's no long-term value in that, right? So for me as a business owner, when I came to YouTube, I knew I only wanted to make content that would be valuable for me years down the road. And I can't do that by talking about the topics that are trendy today or in the headlines today that everyone else is talking about. So for me, I don't really give a shit about YouTube, is why I see it all that, man. You know, I would love the idea of my channel being monetized and growing to, you know, a cool size, but it's not really a priority for me. Ideally, I'm looking at long term. How valuable is my content going to be in the long term? So I try to stick to topics and content that is going to have long term value for me as a business owner and still allow me to be authentic by actually, you know, bringing my audience legitimate content, the actual value, you know, and still be in business about it. So yeah, man, I was just, I didn't come to YouTube really with that in mind, you know, and again, that's not a shot at how anybody do their thing on YouTube, man. Y'all do you, but I have a very long-term content strategy approach. And so it don't require me to constantly make content. I'm not trying to be in the algorithm. I use a lot of my content on this channel for promotion. I use it in my Google advertising. I use it in different ads that I may run on YouTube. So when I do advertising off of YouTube, I use my YouTube content, right? So that's why if you notice on my channel, some of the videos have thousands of views and some have 3 or 4. That's because those are the videos that I tend to use when I run ads off of YouTube on different platforms like Google or whatever, right? So for me, my channel is strategic to my business. And so for that reason, man, you know, I try not to worry about what the hell YouTube got going on too much, as long as my channel is doing for my company what I intended for my channel to do. So, you know, they be tripping about a lot. But and while we own it, that's something that I do want to say. It's not like a lot of people are gonna see this, but one day if you see this and you're a content creator, hey man, don't fall into the trap of chasing the algorithm, because that's how you end up an employee for YouTube. When you make content and you stay trying to chase the algorithm by chasing what's popular and chasing those topics to get views, you're working for YouTube. There's no long-term value in that. If you're going to create content, I want to see my brothers and sisters especially, I want to see our channels become unique. I want to see us bringing unique perspective, not about trending topics alone. It's enough of that. We need people to bring new ideas to the table. We need people that can come teach on a variety of subjects. It can't all be politics. It can't all be tethers. It can't all be relationships. Where's the business conversation for us as Black people, for FBA, for any of us, but especially for my people, because that's who that's me. So I want to see us as FBA and content creators. I would love to see us start diversifying our channel and bringing different flavors and different perspectives, and not everybody coming onto YouTube trying to play the algorithm game and making it where everybody's just talking about the same damn thing. You know, that deprives all of us as users on a platform, because it don't take everybody to talk about the same topics. You know, if you go out here and you come up with topics and you create those topics, you build that topic on your own, then your channel and your content don't sound like everybody else's. And I don't want Legit Hustle to sound like everybody else. So I don't do trending content, because that was a strategic decision for my business's long-term success. So y'all forgive me if I went on a bit of a rant, but I hope anybody that does content that sees this will deeply consider that it's far more beneficial to you, if you're going to make content, that you have a long-term content strategy. And tracing, man, what's that? Y'all forgive me. I told you my mouth be spitty when I come online. Chasing trending topics is not how you build in a long-term value into your content, right? You're essentially just working for YouTube when you do that. So anywho, all right, let's get back into this, man. So we're talking about overcoming some of those myths in our head, those false beliefs about how do we grow? How do we scale this company? And specifically, again, we're talking about exponential organizations and algorithms and building solopreneur type of businesses, right? So in pursuit of that development of our mindset, we have to let go of comfort. I started out talking about when I was telling you, Smash, about hey, exactly. I appreciate it, Smash. But, and I think it might be some lag between where I'm at right now, because I see the chat. But yeah, so the mindset that we have to develop, that of a solopreneur, that of someone running an EXO, it is going to challenge you in ways that if you seek to be comfortable during the process of developing that mindset, if comfort is holding you in the old mindset of doing business, then comfort is keeping you from growing. Those of you who have been around the channel for a while that have seen my content, you know I've done that presentation. We've talked about that multiple times, that growth is not supposed to be comfortable. In order for us to truly develop the mindset of a solopreneur, the mindset of an EXO, you have to let go of your comfort, because it is the trap that will hold you back. So let's look in the mirror. As a business owner, we know the world has changed, right? And if you keep playing by those old rules, if you try to stay in that comfort thing, because this is how we've done it for so long, because this is how I've always done it, this is how my mama did it, this is how my daddy did it. If we stay in that mindset, then we're killing our ability to grow. Because in business, in 2026, the business model has changed. The business world, the economic world has developed beyond that point. So that way of doing things is no longer practical. So the only justification to continue to try to do things the old way is just because it's comfortable, not that it's productive or not that it's valuable. It's just how we used to do things. We're comfortable doing it that way. If we're going to allow that fear of change, if we're going to allow that desire to be comfortable to prevent us from incorporating, from building, from utilizing the things that we need to be doing to be as effective and as efficient as we can, which again is called being a what? Drum roll, please. Do I got a drum roll sound machine on here? That was a weird ass time to think about that. But you get what I'm saying, though. It's called an exponential organization, right? So we can't develop the mindset that we need to actually capitalize on the capabilities that's available if we're seeking to be comfortable. It's a radical shift in how business is done. If you can remember back doing business, let's just say you have 15 years of business experience. Look at how far the business world, tech-wise, tool-wise, what we can do-wise, has come in just those 15 years. 10 years, you can see it. Hell, 5 years, you can see it. Now take that mirror, flip it, and look into the future. Imagine what it's going to be 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now forward. That old way of doing business, is not sustainable. So you're gonna have to be willing to be uncomfortable if you're gonna develop the mindset of a solopreneur. If you're gonna be able to capitalize on the things that are at your disposal, that save you time, that save you energy, that help you scale, grow, produce more effectively, more efficiently, greater than you could on your own. That's what an EXO is about. But you got to have the right mindset, right? So you got to shed that old mindset of how we used to do things. You got to let that go. That won't work 15 years from now. We're not in the industrial age. We're not even in the information age anymore, to be honest with you. I think we have left the information age already. And I think the information age was shorter than the other ages as we look at them. Industrial age, iron age. Every one of those ages gets shorter in their time span because the tools and technology that's being used speeds the work up, right? So when you look at, let's go back, whenever they say the industrial age was, when you had to have big factories and textiles. If you wanted to live like a Rockefeller, you had to have access to steel. If you wanted to be a Carnegie, you had to have access to factories to turn coal into steel or iron ore into steel. You had to have big, huge infrastructure. And building took a long time because it was all manual building. It was buildings and train tracks and roads and neighborhoods and subdivisions and factories. So it took a long time. Every subsequent age after that gets shorter and shorter and shorter. So in my opinion, I think we have actually left the information age already. And I think this new thing that we're going to, it's something different. It's not the information age anymore. You know why? Because information moves so fast now. We can't be in the same time frame. That age is gone. I don't know what this new thing is we're headed into. But I do know that if we harness the tools that we have at our disposal, if we capitalize on the architect and the things that we can build for ourselves, we have so much unlimited growth potential, y'all. Be it, and again, those of you all, especially the people who know me personally, you know, I'm very passionate about generational wealth and breaking generational curses. I don't talk about my family a lot on my channel for various reasons, but when I tell you everything that Michael Bernard Sanders does in his life to this day, it's the love I have for my 6 children. Everything I do, down to the company I started, was for my babies, because I refuse for their future to be what my generation's future was like. You feel me? I'm passionate about that. They are my purpose. I would rather fail in life than fail them. So some way, somehow, I got to find a way to make better opportunities for my babies, because I refuse to let it be any otherwise. I'm their dad. That's what I'm here for. if you feel that way about your loved ones, this is our greatest opportunity. This is the key. This is the mechanism that we can do it all by. And that's why I'm passionate about it. I don't want people to get lost in the techiness of what I'm discussing. It's less tech and more mind state. And that's what I attempt to address on my channel. It's far less tech. My passion isn't tech. My real passion is helping my people. And that starts with my ones, my loved ones, my children. It starts with them and it extends to you and yours. So anything that I can share with you to that objective of changing our little ones' trajectory, of changing their futures, that is what I'm actually passionate about. That is what this is actually about. This is just the tool we can do it through. So I want people to know why I'm passionate, why I'm harping on this, why I'm drilling this as hard as I am. I did a live stream for the people who have seen it called FBA Liberation. Hey man, do you all know? I'm gonna say this again. I'm gonna scream this shit from the top of the cell phone towers until I feel like my people hear me. Do y'all realize that the time that we have dreamed of, that the time that our ancestors fought, bled, and died for, man, we got it in our hand right now. We are in that moment. We don't have to wait no more. We don't have to keep fighting to get free. We have the keys. Do you feel me? Do you understand what this is? Do you understand my passion? I need my people to realize this ain't about no tech. This is how we change our trajectory. This is how we change our future. This is how we break generational curses. This is how we build generational wealth. This is how we do it. We use the tools that are there. This is the game that's being played right now. What do you think BlackRock is doing? They're playing the tokenization game. They're doing this type of shit. So if you serious, man, about changing your family's trajectory financially, you need to pay attention to stuff like this, man. We are at a point in time. Yo, listen. We are at a point in time where asking for freedom at this point is redundant, pointless. And as a people, we all know that we ain't asking. Who is asking anymore at this point in 2026? Nigga, we ain't asking. Who asking? Are you asking? Are you asking somebody to give you yours in 2026? Because that's not what I get from my brothers and sisters when I pull up the live stream. When we in the chat, I don't hear none of us asking. Because we ain't asking no more, man. You feel me? We have the keys. So we ain't asking, but we still got work to do. We got work to do. I was listening to, shout out Jason Black over at the Black Authority. One of my favorite channels on YouTube ever. I'm serious, man. I love the way Jason, his angle, his perception. I love everything about the Black Authority, right? Not saying I agree with everything. I don't agree with no human that much. I don't even agree with myself about everything, right? But that's one of my favorite channels. His topic the other night on trademark and the situation that happened with the guy, Mr. Tenderness. Yo, that was one of the realest, most needed broadcasts. I was sitting there listening to it, and I don't even really call in to people's show, but I had to call in and say something because he was saying to a large audience what I am trying to yell with my loudest voice possible over here. Y'all, do y'all realize we ain't got to ask no more? We ain't got to ask no more, man. We got so many masters. We got so much wisdom. We got so many people in our communities, not just FBA, not just black people, not just America, as the people. We have so much diversity. We have so many great thinkers and teachers. We have no need to ask any more. But some of us still think we do. They think we do. Jason's broadcast the other night on trademarks and the Mr. Tenderness situation and intellectual property. I feel like every American needed to hear, but especially every black American needed to hear that broadcast, man. It was that real, because I know the value of what that brother's saying. I know firsthand the value of what that brother's saying. I just don't have the voice loud enough to get it to as many people as someone like he does. So I thoroughly enjoy and appreciate him nailing that topic the way he did. Because if you watch Black Authority, you know how Jason get down, man. He bring it. Whether you agree with him on the topic or not, you know he's going to be thorough about it, though, in his presentation. All right? And I appreciate that. And that topic was dope. I wish everyone could have heard it. So if you hear this and you get a chance, go over to the Black Authority and watch his live stream from, what's today, Tuesday? I think that was Sunday night. On trademarks. Y'all, we got everything we need to get free, man. You hear me? We have everything we need to get free and stay free. And our children never have to worry about not being free again either. We have everything right now. And y'all have brothers and sisters out here who know how to put it together. We need y'all to listen, though. Before I close out, I'm going to stop the presentation right here. Before I close out, I'm going to go on a little bit of a rant for a second. I hope you feel me. Hey, man, I am tired of my people still wanting to be entertained. I'm going to repeat that. I'm tired of my people still wanting to be entertained. You hear me? I'm going to say it again. I am sick and fucking tired of my people wanting to be entertained. Life is not about being entertained. Life is fucking serious. And I want my people to start taking our lives serious. I want us to be about our business and stop wanting to be entertained. If I came on this platform and entertained you, my numbers would be beautiful. My channel wouldn't be 2 years old and still not monetized. But because that's not a priority and I don't seek to entertain people, it is very hard to get my people's attention because too many of y'all niggas want to be fucking entertained, man. We are not living in the time of being entertained. Why are you still wanting to be entertained? When are you going to grow up and take shit serious? We got serious business to handle out here. We have future generations to secure. When you going to stop wanting to be entertained, man? So I'm going to repeat it again. I am sick and fucking tired of my people wanting to be entertained. I don't come on here to entertain y'all. I hope to be a little bit entertaining so that you stay and watch. But you got people out here that's trying to bring real, credible, not just information, bro. This is my business. I do this on behalf of my clients. This is what I do for people. I'm trying to get y'all as my people to listen. And those of us, even Jason, shout out Missy Love. I know she was in the building watching the Black Authority the other night. But even Jason, with his channel, as large as it is, as valuable as some of the information as I've heard this brother say and deliver, his channel should be 5 times, 10 times the size it is, man. It's that important. For the amount of time that he has been putting out information, his channel should be 10 times the size it is. Who else? Lisa. We got people out here that are putting in serious work. Afro Elite. We got people out here that are putting in serious work, man. Shout out Black Alpha. We got people that's putting in serious work. Shout out Church of Black Power. You got people that's putting in serious work. Shout out Black Truth United. Love, bro. And like I told you in that comment, don't worry, boy, your spot's still here whenever you decide to make it back. So shout out to the brother Black Truth United, man. You know what it is over here. It's love. It's genuine love. We have people that are doing serious work, man. We got people that are putting out life-changing information for our people. And niggas want to be fucking entertained in 2026, nigga. I ain't understanding that shit, bro. I don't give a fuck about no basketball. I don't give a damn about no football. I don't give a fuck what rapper did what. Fuck all them niggas, man. We the people have business to handle. When we gonna grow the fuck up and be serious about the shit? So I'm gonna say it one last time and I'm gonna calm down. I'm gonna hit this joint when I play this outro music. Give everybody a shout out. Hey man, with love from your brother who give a fuck about you. For real, for real. I'm tired of us wanting to be entertained. It's time to grow up, y'all. All right? We got serious shit to handle out here, man. There are monsters afoot. There's bad shit waiting for our babies out here when we ain't around. That don't mean none of you. Hey, I burn the world down by my own. By my goddamn self. I mean, every word of that. You don't love yours the same way? We got business to handle, man. Tighten up. And I'm saying that with love as a brother. Tighten up. Y'all feel me? Stop trying to be entertained, man. Everything ain't a game. Everything ain't for enjoyment. Look around you. Look at what's going on around you. If that doesn't tell you it's time to take shit serious, I don't know what the fuck it's going to take for some of us to start taking shit serious. Don't the scriptures tell us to be concerned with things that are of serious nature? Ain't that part of being a spiritually mature man or woman? Who got time for games and funny shit all the goddamn time, man? Who got time for that? Nah, man, we got business to be about. You feel me? So I don't be on no political stuff on Legit Hustle, and I don't necessarily get in certain topics over here. But this is my contribution to the fight. I look at it like me and certain brothers like Jason Black, man, we trying to bring the bag to our people. We need y'all to take it serious enough to listen. And with that said, with love, man, thank y'all for tuning in. Open up your ears. Let's do this shit, man. Shout out to Smash and Idol in the building. Shout out to his fam. I know his wife watches with him a lot of times. I hope everybody tuned in. Shout out to my brother and his beautiful family. Shout out to Missy Love being in the building as always, man. Y'all know what it is. Just love and family over here at Legit Hustle. And with that being said, man, y'all know my motto. It's hustle smarter, man. Stop trying to be entertained. For real. So with that being said, we're going to close out, man. I think I'm going to we're gonna switch it up because I'm kind of in my feelings about this shit with my people, man. So we're gonna switch it up today. We ain't closing out with victory or none of that. We riding out the hood angels today because I need my people to start taking shit a little more serious, man. You feel me? So we gonna leave here on a serious note today. Not so much of a have fun note, but y'all know it's love, man. I wouldn't be your big brother. It wouldn't be me. I wouldn't be Mike if I ain't give you that OG checkup. That's what I'm supposed to do. You feel me? Love you. All right, man. Let's rock out. Peace.
This for everybody that we lost, man. Especially my brother, Darius Javon Sanders. I know what I'm gonna do without you. The baby. Y'all, so angel. I know I'm wide awake, still feels like I'm dreaming. Children dying on the street, and mama's always grieving. Every time I look around, man, another nigga bleeding. And you can't trust your friends, cause some niggas stay scheming. Trapped in our own hoods, always misunderstood. Family say you're no good, till you wish a nigga would. Turn on the TV and they callin' niggas thugs. Try and convince the world all niggas sell drugs. Instigating genocide, it's us versus us. So there's no more fucking love, and there's no more fucking trust. Feels like a lie saying there'll be better days when you're peeking over shoulders, case you gotta duck it straight. Our elders losing faith, too hurt to even pray. The nigga lose it all, throw away with one mistake. The black family is damn near a myth. The people that the most high gave the greatest gift. Survived being colonized, some survived the ships. Turn pain into poetry that flowed off our lips. The same words that taught the world how to dance, nigga, how to lean your hat, nigga, how to rock your pants. Turned on each other, started using our hands to gun each other down instead of building up our man. Instead of love, since we only share our pain, if we turn that shit around, man, there's so much more to gain. You say I'm lying, then how would you explain? There's a whole fucking list, nigga. Let's look at some names. Look at Pop, look at Big, look at Dog, X10, Fat Pat, Camouflage, look at Dollar, Soulja Slim. Mac Dre was a legend, and look what we did to him. Killing off our brightest for some motherfucking gems. I cried when Nipsey died, seen this shit a million times. On top of all that, I had just buried mine. How could it really be? They both was 33, so I see Black Sam, can't help but see me. I know the pain, know the shame, know the hurt of looking at your brother on a motherfucking shirt when he stood up like a man for the turf. And the turf turned around and they put him in the dirt. Tell me what's the reason, I'm asking really pleading. I ain't getting no answer, so my heart turned to cement. Brag about taking caps, how we busting straps. A little baby's dying, why they taking naps? We let the world change us, tell us we all gangsters. And our women hoes when we really hood angels. They never told us even angels stumble and lose their wings sometimes just to keep you humble. That is really not the same when a nigga throw the game and a nigga just get tripped and he fumble. That's not the time to crumble. I promise, man, I'm not just trying to sun you. It's only out of love, I'm trying to warn you. I picked up his pen and what came out was tears. I thought they were of mine, the most I said they his. He told me write this down and give it to his kids. Tell them who they are, what it ain't and what it is. His little hood angels. Yeah, nigga. Little hood angels. And when I first decided I was gonna drop some music and share my thoughts with the world, man, I ain't doing this to make no nigga bob their head, man, tap their foot. You know what I'm saying? Somebody gotta speak up. It might cost me my life, and I might say so one day. That caused me, you know? Somebody gotta stand up. Somebody gotta speak on this shit. Especially for my baby. We little hood, ain't it?
Why are you so antisocial? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you staying on the basketball court so much? Because I'm trying to get it. Why are you out there practicing in the hot sun when ain't nobody else out there? Because I'm trying to get it.
Hey yo, you ever had to punch a clock up at sunrise, getting to it, keep the kitchen stocked? Like Dr. King had a dream, yeah, you got one too. And that's do what you gotta do to stay off the block.
field. And my sister staying trill, stay away from them pills. Keep a bag on your mind, so never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine. Only in your early 20s, and 2 times a mama. Still a lady, raising babies, staying out the drama. But every time you turn around, there's some hoes talking down. You say moving presidential, like your name Obama. Ain't trying to be Michelle, don't wanna see a sale. But you can and will, out your respect, mama. No pleading to your honor, but if they trip, it's trauma. Get their ass some karma, sit back and blow some ganja. But they ain't worth it, baby, them bitches steady hating. While you been paper chasing, girl, you finally made it. Yeah, you doing good, moved all about the hood. Saw the opportunity, took it with no hesitation. Pointed at you like a whale, like they out on some sale. No one to blame, but they sell for procrastination. But in a year 3, you'll have a new degree. Them hanging around like some dead flies stuck on fly paper. Fuck a different tale, same hustle. Split your fist if you with it, pushing back against the struggle. It's game time. Going back's not an option, so you take it and you talk it till you pop it like a bubble. Stay on your grind. To all the souls in the field, and my sister staying true. Stay away from them pigs and keep a bag on your mind. So never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine. Different tale, same hustle. Set your fist if you with it, pushing back against the struggle. Game time. Going back is not an option, so you take it and you talk it till you pop it like a bubble. Stay on your grind. To all the souls in the field, and my sister staying real. Stay away from them pigs. Keep a bag on your mind. Never mind what they saying. You hustling, they playing. You gotta go get yours. I'm out here getting mine.
I got a question. What does success mean to you?
I just want the paper.
Is it money? Is it fame? Whatever it is, make sure you define success for yourself. When you have a high drive for achievement, sometimes you get misunderstood. If no one else knows who you are and what you about, you gotta know who you are and what you about. Because otherwise, they'll play tricks with your mind, you know what I'm saying?
Am I really wrong for wanting the finer things? Create a new reality, chasing after a dream. Came up with a scheme, the destination was to win. And hop up out the rat race that everybody was in. Misunderstood, but out for good like a quick break. You drop your guards, you get hit hard in a fist fight. Sometimes success, it comes with an evil twin. Like feeling detached, like where do I begin? When most of my friends, they think I'm all about $1. In reality, I think I'm more like a scholar who's just looking for an outlet, but hasn't figured out yet exactly how to express inspiration I'm blessed with. So, in between envy, jealousy, and greed, seeing others in need in a heart that still grieves. If all the bread in the world would mean that I could feed everyone, then what would it really mean? Probably not a thing.
So regardless, whatever you define success as, you know, make sure that you keep your balance. Life isn't one-dimensional, so whatever you define as success, make sure you have a counterbalance to keep you grounded, like friends and family, some that you love, some bigger than yourself, you know? Check it.
On second thought, I'm tripping a little. You know life can't be Skittles when it's often a riddle. Like, why do most people in communities pay their bills on time? Cause of people like me. My business is make the world move. Whether it's cutting hair or serving soul food. What would we be as a society if the people don't have the tools to try to improve? So, to the baker, the candlestick maker, tired single parent rent but still risk taker. To the kid that's dreaming somewhere right now while everybody around them think his head's in the clouds. I'm here to tell you, you could never be a failure. You've accomplished more already than most people will ever, but never forget the success that you crave means be your own master and make money your slave.
So I guess what I'm saying is, it's all good to pursue things in life, pursue business,
pursue whatever it is that we think makes us successful, but a truly successful life has to be balanced. You know, it can't be all about you. It can't be all about money. It can't be all about cars or jewelry or women or getting high, whatever it is, whatever it is you do. So stay balanced. That's nirvana, by the way. Live your life in a state of balance. You know what I'm saying? And enjoy your success.
Legit hustle. Go get him, Uncle Mike.
Yeah, it's like take number 4 or some shit like
Go get him,
that.
Uncle Mike.
Man, I'm just finna spit this shit. Try to keep in mind where I'm supposed to stop. It's gonna come out how it come out, you know what I'm saying? Ever move such a pace, you change your time, space, and place. Disappear without a trace. Reappear to show your face. Only time to time, cause the bottom line, you only got the time you make. Foot on the gas, don't touch the brake. Fuck if I crash. State to state, most times blessings, that's your grace. Lots at stake, watch for mistakes. Treat obstacles like they steak. Heavyweight, then clean your plate, even if you ate already. Grown man shit gets heavy. War in the streets is really up. So lock and load and aim steady. You a hustler, time to prove it. You a gangster, who you move with. Better keep an extra toolkit. Pray to God to never use it. Just a clue for all the clues. Playing dumb, but don't be stupid. Like Steph Curry off the dribble. I don't even gotta look when I shoot it. This a warning for the busters and an anthem for the hustlers. Next time you fold your bundles, just remember, hustle told you. Keep your drip right, yeah, that's Nova. Keep your coat as cold, that's polar. Put that hustle over your shoulder. Carry that bitch till it's over. Yeah. It's legit hustle, man. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers only. If you out here grinding, pushing, getting it on your own, trying to build something for yourself and your family, I'm talking to you. Yeah. So what you took an L? Everybody fall down sometimes, man. Get up, shake that shit off. Keep it pushing, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. If he gave up, it wasn't me, not in a hustler's pedigree. I knew the path that I had chosen wasn't free, nor should it be. A real leader's gonna stand up, give his friends a helping hand up. If he get one, then he got one. From the Lambo to the Phantom, only if it's just legit. All 366, he only swing for the fence. Legit hustlers never miss. Belt the ass, I got a list. Rub me wrong, you get your itch. Pop out, I hope you got a wish. Like a genie in this dish. Hustlers and suck, never mix. Real is real, so don't forget. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? You dig? Yeah. That is that and this is this. On the real hustle shit that we kick, you dig? Yeah, like I said, man, this legit hustle. Tales of a Hustler 3. You know what I'm saying? For the hustlers, man. The go-getters. You know, people out there getting on their own. Yeah. If that's you, welcome. Tales of a Hustler 3. Here's your homie, legit hustle. Yeah, man. Speaking for the hustlers, man. No matter where you came from, you can be from the streets, you can be Ivy League, you can be a stockbroker, man. You can be just a regular dude, man, selling fruit on the corner. I don't care, man. If you a hustler, you know you a hustler. It's in you, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking to you. Yeah.
Truth be told, every champion has felt it. Every president has felt it. Every king has felt it. Every lion has felt it. Every winner has felt it. Every soldier has felt it. Every victorious person has felt it. The urge to win. Don't you give up on your dream. I don't care if you don't have the money, you don't have the help, and you don't have the family for it, and you don't have the background for it, and you don't have the friends for it. Don't you give up on your dream. Don't you do it. Don't you do it. Don't you do it.
In a world full of hunger, growing up on stomach pains, trying to make it over puddles and avoid the dirty stains of the streets where the rain drinks more than just your pain, and everything you have to lose is everything you have to gain. It's a battle for your mind, for your soul, for your time. Either stay down in the mud or jump back up. Get on the grind, trying to catch up in the race when you started from behind. So removed from the lead that you can't even see the line. And the ones who say they love you, the same ones who hold their hand from extending you the kindness that you needed to withstand. The same ones walking blindly with contempt for fellow man. They don't lose a wink of sleep even when they leave you stranded. Fuck them all, just in tall, never mind if you fall. Every hustler takes a L, without those you can't ball. It's a dirty, dirty dance, roll the dice, take that chance. Gotta tighten up your pants to stay a victim of circumstance. Opportunity comes at a glance, get to stepping like a band. If it's school, rap or dance, it don't matter, get your band. To the sky up if it takes that to help you feel fly. Who am I to tell you not to when I'd rather see you try? It's a blackout to America, so I'm forced to make these choices. Ramen noodles or the bills while others riding in Rolls Royce. And then claim to be their leaders, whole time ignore their voices. Time to pay us what you owe us, these are just your first invoice. I suggest you pay up quickly, we are not that good at waiting. We have been too fucking patient, US government is Satan. And the victory was ours, you can quit the time wasting and installing, cause it's time Babylon should get to falling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I think by now we all know who the enemy is, right? And we all know who the enemy is, right? You know what I'm saying? Alright, so it's not a person working next to your job. Probably ain't the person that lives down the street from you. Not to say it ain't some weirdos in all these places that need to get addressed, need to get dealt with. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, man. We got a unique situation with my kid, when your kid, when they look back at our generation, what they gonna see? What they gonna see? A whole bunch of coulda, woulda, shoulda ass motherfuckers? Or they gonna look back and say, hey, I'm on my daddy's part of that generation. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I come from that. One more thing I've got to mention, if you listen, I hope you listening. We cannot ignore our kitchen, cause it's full of dirty dishes. We need mothers to be mothers, so our children can be children. We need fathers to be fathers, lead them right and give them wisdom, so our dreams can be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Whether Muslim, Jew, or Christian, don't just talk it, you should live it. So I'm asking you, what would you do if on you this depended? For our dreams to be reality, not just a bunch of wishes. Victory is all.